Before looking on how we can defend ourselves from different computer attacks, let's look at what we need to defend ourselves from. Now we refer to the many types of attacks as malicious software. Malicious software refers to any malicious program that causes harm to a computer system or network. Malicious malware software attacks a computer or network in the form of viruses, worms, trojans, spyware, adware or rootkits. Their mission is often targeted at accomplishing unlawful tasks such as robbing protected data, deleting confidential documents, or adding software without the user consent. A computer virus is a malicious software which self-replicates and attacks itself to other files or programs. It is capable of executing secretly when the host program or file is activated. The different types of computer viruses are memory residence viruses, program file viruses, boot sector viruses, stealth virus, macro virus and email viruses. A worm is a malicious software which is similar to that of a computer virus, is self-replicating program. However, in the case of worms, it automatically executes itself. Worms spread over a network and are capable of launching a cumbersome and destructive attack within a short period. Unlike computer viruses or worms, the Trojan horse is a non-replicating program that appears legitimate. After gaining the trust, it secretly performs malicious and illicit activities when executed. Hackers make uses of the horses to steal user password information, destroy data or programs on a hard drive, and is difficult to detect. Spyware secretly records information about a user and forwards it to third parties. The information gathered may cover file access on the computer, a user's online activities, or even a user's keystrokes. Adware, as the name implies, displays advertising banners when the program is running. Adware can also work like spyware. It is deployed to gather confidential information, basically to spy on and gather information from the victim's computer. A rootkit is a malicious software that alters the regularity, functionality of an operating system on a computer in a stealthy manner. This helps the hacker to take full control of the system, and the hacker acts as a systems administrator on the victim's system. Almost all rootkits are designed to hide their existence, so just from this we can see the reason why we need security. The first thing is we must ensure that the Windows Defender or virus checker you are using is on. If we click on Show Hidden Icons found on the taskbar, we can see the condition of Windows Defender. Here we can see a red cross against the virus and the threat protection indicating it needs some user interaction. By clicking on this, we will find that the virus and threat protection setting is off. To set it to on, we click on Virus Threat Protection Setting, then turn on. Then yes to the user account settings. Let's explore the virus and threat protection by clicking on Scan Options. Here we will find 4 different scan options. The first of these is a quick scan. Checks all the common locations where there could be malware before the system boots up, such as the registry keys and known Windows startup folders. A full scan, as the name implies, thoroughly checks not only the system files but also known areas where malware can be found. A custom scan allows you to specify the files and folders to scan, such as USB drives. Some malware software can embed themselves within the operating system, so as soon as the startup files are executed, so is the malware software, which makes them almost impossible to remove since they are now part of the startup operation. This is where Windows Defender Offline Scan comes into play. When this is selected and we click on Scan Now, then scan again, the computer reboots and checks on all the system files before Windows starts. Any threats are detected and are removed, modified and reported. Open a browser, then type in Malware Bazaar. Click on Browse Malware Samples. In our example, we can see 455 submissions in the last 24 hours alone. We can scroll through this database to get further information. Close this browser. Hence the reason why Windows Defender should be continually updated. To do this, we click on Show Hidden Icons, Windows Security, Virus and Threat Protection. Scroll down to Virus and Threat Protection, Updates, and click on Check for Updates. Once done, a message Security Intelligence is up to date will be displayed. Close this window. To check the Windows Defender is working, we can use a virus test file. ICAR, or European Institute for Computer Antivirus Research, produced a file that represents a virus. It is in the form of a text file. However, in practice, this file would normally be an executable file. Open the web browser and type in ICAR test file. You may find in your result many other results, but only click on www.icar.org. This is important. Scroll down the page to the download selection. Click on the ICAR text download option only, and this will display a series of characters as shown here. If it is any different, it may be because you have been directed to a false address, in which case do not continue. This is a script that has been written in machine code, and although it may look like gibberish, it contains the signature of a malware threat. Highlight this text, then right click on it, and from the drop down menu click on Copy. Close this window. Right click on the desktop and from the drop down menu move to New, then click on Text Document. Double click on this new document, then from Edit click on Paste. From File click on Save. From File click on Exit. Now we have infected our operating system. Click on Show Hidden Icons, then Windows Security. Click on Virus and Threat Protection. Scan options. Select Quick Scan, then Scan Now. A Windows security message will be displayed. Close this message. Scroll back up the page and the message Virus DOS ICAR Test Files Severe will be displayed. If we click on Severe, there are several options: Quarantine, Remove or Allow on device. We would want to quarantine the virus to isolate and contain the threat, preventing it from running, spreading or damaging the system, while allowing time for analysis or a user decision. Remove it completely to reduce the effect of being infected or allow on the device. Click on Remove, then Start Action. Close this window. You may find that the file remains on the desktop, like in our example. However, it is no longer active and will be completely removed when the PC is restarted. Many malware programs use a known algorithm or set of rules that they follow. However, some valid files may also follow a similar algorithm, which means they too are at risk of being labelled as a threat. This is where allowed threats are listed. Most malware checkers have this facility, so if anything is flagged as possible malware, it is reported here and the user is given the opportunity to accept or reject the file. Click on Hidden Icons, Windows Security, Virus and Threat Protection. Click on Protection History. This contains a filter when malware is detected. Click on this, gives us further options. Clear Filter removes all previous threats. Recommendations, actions that should be taken against suspected threats. Quarantined items, threats that have been isolated but not active. Cleaned items, apps or files that have threats embedded but removed to make them safe. Removed items, these are threats that have been deleted. Allowed items, these threats have been deemed as safe by the user. Restored items, threats that have been deemed as safe by the user and restored. Blocked items, this blocks certain files accessing other files and folders. Click on Back and then Back again to return protection for your device against threats. Then scroll down to Ransomware Protection. Then click on Manage Ransomware Protection. Ransom protection is where a hacker is able to encrypt files and folders so access can no longer be made without paying a fee to the hacker. Turn on by clicking on the Off button. Now we have several options. The block history where there has been a random attack. Clicking on Protected Folders, then on Yes to the user control. Here you can scroll down and protect these folders by backing them up to the cloud.